Hey, what is going on, you dead set legends? And welcome to the hardest hitting arm wrestling podcast in the world. Welcome to the Ready Bang Arm Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Aussie Armwrestler, and we're here hanging and banging, slinging and slanging, pinning and winning. It is a little bit of different time, trying different times, adding more shows to the repertoire. So I've just woke myself up a little bit earlier to do a show for you because it's about 3:45 in the morning here. But I just love talking about arm wrestling. And I tell you what, sometimes some arm wrestling questions just keep you up at night and you're like, you know what? Let's get to it and let's get the bloody Aussie arm wrestler to answer those questions for you and answer some questions for you guys as well. Let me know who is in the chat. Give us a ready bang. What is going on? We've got Benji Mac is hanging about. He says, yo. That's the sound I just imagine it says. Wrestling fans. Couch Apple's been talking to some people beforehand, and he wants to talk about rankings. Rankings are based on recent results, not hypotheses. It's not a hard concept to grasp, Aussie Arm Wrestler. What's your view on the ranking system? Well, I have. How many questions have I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 questions. 9 questions. And of course, we'll get to some of your questions as well. Rankings may or may not be in it. That is for sure. Spermy is up and about. Says ready. Bang. He is ready to go. Mario Martellino says, Jake, you never sleep. Not really, mate. When you have a job that you absolutely love and you want it to be a job that feeds your family. So I love doing shows and I'm looking at doing shows at different times because I realize that not everyone that watches the show watches it in that 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York. So I'm trying to set the alarm, do different shows, do different types of shows, and we can get there. So appreciate it though, Mario. The Drew says, love that blank canvas. So I finally worked out, Drew, how I'm going to put a couple of things behind me. And hopefully by the end of this weekend, I would have done it. I'm thinking instead of I had like 6 pictures ready to go, but I think I'm just going to have a whole heap of like 2 or 3 collages behind me. And then if that doesn't work, the banner will come back. But some soundproofing has gone on the wall. I'm going to put some more soundproofing up. Yeah, just a bit going on in here. Mr. Jingles is in the chat. TTS. This afternoon, you bunch of legends. How you going, mate? Live, buddy. Loving this, bro. Loving this time. Loving your work recently, Phil. Helping out Arm Gods. Love it. Basically, Phil, I got to find some other shows that help me make a couple of dollars, but that is okay. Then we've got always an awesome show. Been a member for 3 months. Thank you very much, Paul. Atelier Cigar. Foxy's up and about. He wants the hard questions hit with a ready bang. Epic Arm Gods promo just dropped, buddy. I've been loving your work. That is for sure. Gospodin says, Aussie, do you dream arm wrestling dreams? Maybe some champions. In my early days, my wife told me that I would commentate in my dream and give a ready bang and things like that. But because I am living my dream, I guess I dream about other stuff. I don't really know. Oh, Dennis Aplekov has just become a member of the channel. Thank you very much for helping out. Okay, let's get in there. And he's just come in and said, hello. Well, hello to you. Really appreciate everyone that's becoming a member. Just drop some table time on there. Did anyone see that? We're about to get to the first question. Don't you worry about that, you dead set legends. We will get to the first question. No, let's get rid of that. Okay. Sleep is for the weak. You snooze, you wound. That's good, Jake. All the best. Thank you. Dangus is still awake. Is that because of work? Is that because of training? Is that because of gaming? My man Taryn, he's got a big match coming up in October. Very, very excited for that. Super sticker from Phil Woody. Thank you very much, Phil. It's going to be great. Now everyone is up and about. That posting Top Roller is asking a question. How do you think Dennis could hold Devon's pronation when Dudda can bend Devon's wrist back fresh? Well, we might talk about that a little bit later on the show. Alexander Starkey is up and about. What else have we got? Victor says, is Ryan Bowen in good terms with Neil Pickup again now? He's changed to just Ryan Bowen and moved on to a new chapter of life. Interesting. All the questions are coming in. Hey, Jake, thanks for the early live stream here in the UK. No worries. Keithy, what's up? Ready bangers from my man, Devon's forearm. Sterling Jackson says, what's stack? Well, the first question, now that I've said hi to everyone in the chat, the first question I want to ask and talk about is, can Ryan and Neil Engen ever work together again? Now, we know the history. There's been a bit of name calling, a bit of argy-bargy and everything. And at the moment, they've decided, you know what, we'll go our separate ways. A lot of accusations being made, a lot of talking, a lot of name calling. Got a little bit messy and got a little bit heated. So now Ryan's off doing his own thing. Neil and Engen have been working together. Of course, Neil does Arm Wars, and Ryan's not on the fix anymore. So the way I see it, I'm a Justin Bieber, never say never type of person. What I understand from the three of them, that their favorite color is green, which means money. So look, is it going to happen tomorrow? Is it going to happen next year? Probably not. But I think if we can get them in a room together, an Aussie Armwrestler brings over a couple of beers or some tea or just a big feed, have them all over here for Christmas. I don't care. And we have a chat. Now's not the right time. Each party is doing very well without each other. Trust me, AWE is doing very well. So do I think they can ever work together again? Yes. Yeah, I genuinely do. Now, I haven't really spoken to either parties about this, because once you start speaking about it, emotions roll up and things like that. That's why I'm saying the time isn't right now. But over time, you know, time is the healer of all things. It's very true. So at the moment, they're all doing their own thing, but there'll be a time where they see money in each other again, whether it be Engen and Neil coming to AWE, Ryan working for Neil and Engen. Not working for, working with, I should say. And for me, I genuinely believe that now I'm talking 5-10 years down the road. Because arm wrestling, we have very short memories. Sometimes we can hold on to grudges, and that's fair enough. But I do believe that over time, because they're grown-ass men. They're not 16-year-old kids and 20-year-old kids. And that's no disrespect to them, but the maturity level is a bit better. Now, lately, some parties haven't shown the best maturity at all. But when there's money to be made, it's funny how things can do. And the three of them working together can be money. It really can be money. Let me just go back and see what some other people are saying. Everyone's just talking to each other. Weight training's going pretty good. I've got a couple of training partners that I enjoy going to the gym with. Motivates me to at least get something done in the morning. And because they're there and with my hip, I can just lift that a little bit heavier. So, but in the members section, I'll film another, probably this Saturday, film another few lifts and let you guys know. English Professor Vitali says no. He says Engen has a temper of a 5-year-old. There you go. Timmy Turner, I disagree. Neil and Engen don't need Ryan. It's Ryan who needs Neil and Engen. I don't think either party needs each other. I really don't. Ryan's channel is progressing. Go check out all of his other social medias as well. And I'm going to talk about other promotions a little bit later on. I don't think any of them need each other. There's a lot. I think a lot of people don't need particular avenues in arm wrestling. You know what I mean? And this is no disrespect, but like, I don't need them either. I love working with them. I don't need them either, if that makes sense. I don't think people need each other. I don't think they need each other at all. Could arm wrestling do really big things if they work together? 100%. 100%. 3 very important figures in our sport. Absolutely. But no, you got to get that out of your head. Ryan doesn't need Engen and Neil. Engen and Neil definitely don't need Ryan. And Phil thought that was. I thought I'd start off with a bit of a bang, and Black Wolf is in there with a ready bang. Everyone's talking to each other. I hope you got a big coffee there, mate. Are you going to work? You training? What's going on, Jordan Davis? Love me some Jordan Davis. He's a superstar. Aussie the Peacemaker. Hey, look, I think when I think when you've been in a bit of a position that I've been in, and when I say that, you guys, usual suspects, you guys know everything. Wife battle cancer. That shit changes everything. Like everything. Yeah, I still get upset at things, don't get me wrong. But it takes a lot to fire me up. And a lot of people that split up and things like that, I'm like, okay, go sit in your corners, go do your own thing, but let's come back and let's have a barbecue. And those that have met me know that I'm always just in a good, fun mood. So, yeah, and I can do that. Ready shebang from the King Hoddle. Buddy Hale's in here. Says everyone ready bang. What's going on? And then we've got would be incredible if they can work together. Absolutely. I think it'd be great. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but I think it can be great. Ready bang from Fishlip. Just want to make sure. Just quickly, Jake, in the recent short vid, who was the Connor you beat? I believe it was after pulls or training. So it'd be training. I pulled a young fella named Cody, a tall fella named Corey, and then Connor at the end of my training video stonewalled me. Young fella, Connor Hudson, progressing very well here in Melbourne. Hey, Defends has become a member. Thank you very much. You can check me out on the table. So some people getting... Aussie, I feel like you're already accomplished a lot with your commentary work in arm wrestling, but is there any specific goal you still want to reach? Yeah, very good question. Everyone's bloody distracting me from my heart. I thought I was coming in with some hard-hitting questions. Is there any goals? I'd love to take my wife, and thank you to all those promotions that have offered to bring my wife with me, but having a baby and now pregnant again. It'll be a while. I would be very proud. My wife's seen me commentate here in Australia, but I'd love it if I was able to take her. She really wants to go to Disneyland. So the Florida Arm Wrestling League got me up. I think goals are more like that. I'd love to see my daughter watch me commentate on the big stage, and then when the second baby's born, when they're old enough to know. Yeah, I've hit a lot of goals, and I've hit a lot of them early. And, Timmy, that can be a very scary thing, because if I get bored, I'll quit. And I was like, oh, okay, we'll move on to the next thing. Is there any goals? I would like a secure regular payment from arm wrestling. That's for sure. And what I mean by that is if like a promoter was like, we'll give you $300 a week, help us out one day a week or something like that, or we'll lock you in for 4 shows a year, but we're gonna pay you weekly instead of just giving me a lump sum when I turn up to the event. There's a few guests that I'd still like on the show that avoid me like the plague. They don't avoid me like the plague, just conflict and not conflict. Schedules and things like that just don't seem to work. But yeah, really good question. Trying to wake up and give you a proper answer. I feel like I'm just muddling through. If the WAL come back, I'd love to do the WAL. I guess getting arm wrestling on TV, whether it's here in Australia or over on a major sporting network in the US, I would love to be a part of that. A really good goal would be, say ESPN have arm wrestling on there, but then weekly I host a show on ESPN. And, live from Melbourne, Australia and ESPN. It's the Aussie Armwrestler, Jake Ward. I'll come in ready, bang, and do a show. Kind of like, is it Ariel Helwani with the UFC? Yeah. Dan Jean is in there. Just hanging out. Unknown Arm says, what I missed, sounds juicy, just arrived too soon for a 1-sentence recap. Doing the hard-hitting questions. And I've just answered question number 1 and answering a few questions for you guys. I'd love to do the commentary at AMC, any world championships. I would love to do it. I think I can bring a lot to the table with my commentary. Am I the best in the world? Not yet. Not yet. Can I be? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Why not? Why not me? Okay. Ready, Bangladesh. That is funny. Okay. Hey! Speaking of killing it, although he's just broken my heart, I just woke up and found out you won't be a king of the table. You're too busy at work and just getting over 100,000 subscribers. Congratulations, mate. I'm very happy for you. We've spoke about this. That is for sure. So get over there. Matt Rhodes Sport Killing. He's doing a lot more strongman content. But I hear Matt Rhodes is going to make a 2-minute video saying, hey, everyone, I know I'm doing strongman content, but to all my arm wrestling fans, go watch the Aussie Armwrestler. He's great. I heard along the grapevine you were making a video like that, Matt. No, I am spewing because at King of the Table, Matt and I hang out a lot, and it's just laughing the whole time. So here you go, Matt. Okay. Thank you very much, Timmy. What a cool answer. So wholesome. Thank you very much, Richard Jennings. Okay. Everyone's talking about my first question. And Defense has become... Did I put that up, Defense? It said somewhere that you became a member again. Did I put that up? Surely I didn't skip it, Defense. If I did, I do apologize. Alrighty. I'm way behind in the comments, so I'm just going to scroll up. Just a couple of quick fire questions. Arm gods for me. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Here, still in arm wrestling, maybe. Why I say maybe is I'd like to hire an agent and see if I can crack the other sports here in Australia. Arm wrestling is number one, always comes priority. But in between arm wrestling, if I go off and commentate the local footy and things like that, yeah, I think in 5 years, 2028, I'll be 40, I'll be 43. I'll probably be still sitting in this same chair. I hope to be better at videos. In 5 years, actually, here we go. Here's a proper answer for you, Jordan. I would like to have staff. I would like it if my channel was big enough and I go, hey, Jordan, right, I want to make this video. I think I found Alexi Favoda's weakness. I'm going to give the audio. Boom. You make it. And I'll pay you to do that. You know, I would like to have staff. You know, when I was working full time and starting this, I was able to get athletes paid. That was really cool. So if I'm able to do stuff along the lines of that. Okay. Roy Baker, what is going on? He's saying hi to everyone. Billy D says he's late. Ready, bang. I brought this up before, US Liberty. Why didn't Don Andres come and discuss contracts? We did off camera, and after the, because we were like, let's not get distracted by live, and then it made both of us look really bad the way it went. So we both agreed that can just sit in the archive. We're just like, nah, because Don and I are friends. Don was a big promotion, you know, with the push of Matt Rhodes, with the push of Ryan Bowen, to give me the ultimate chance at King of the Table. And that means something to me. So when Don and I were doing it, okay, it wasn't, you know, the best podcast or anything like that. And I probably would have got my 50,000 hits, but that's not worth ruining a friendship. You don't do that to mates type thing. Spoke to Matt Silver privately. Everything's going to stay privately, unfortunately, at this stage. Hey, drop it in between each classes. That's going on, Joe. Hope you are doing well. Okay. Everyone's just saying hi to Matt Rhodes. Okay, let's get in. I'll quickly. This one's a fun one, so I'll quickly answer this one from Couch Apple. Hypothetically, what would you prefer the most and why? Good genetics to be a world-class arm wrestling athlete or have 1 million subs on YouTube as a commentator MC? 1 million subs. 1 million subs. As much as I like competing and having good genetics, and be a world-class arm wrestling athlete. In my sporting world, I think I've achieved enough. When it comes to arm wrestling, I think I believe I love commentating more. I really do, than competing. Even when I've won matches and won the coveted third place trophy. So this was the same day where Australian Arm Wrestling realised that I can commentate because I kind of helped run the event. And then I was just doing my own commentary. I like it. Why? I answered your question. Hey, why would I chat? I answered your question, US Liberty. So I can't. And then, of course, going back, 1 million subs and an arm wrestling commentator, then my family is looked after probably more than being a world-class athlete. That is for sure. That would be the goal, where I'd love to just make videos and I get my 50 to 100,000 hits. That would be really cool. It would take a lot of stress off, but I just can't crack my style of video. It's very interesting how the arm wrestling fans work with videos. My style of video just doesn't seem to be grasping, but that is okay. I will find something. Okay. Question number 2. Can other promotions survive with these contracts? Monkey paw scenario. I don't know who monkey paw is. 1 million subs, but only, I don't want bought subs. I know a lot of channels that spent a lot of time buying views and subs. It's worked out well. But yeah. So can other promotions survive with these contracts? If they do it right. Yes, you got it. So for me, the two people leading the charge, and I'm not just saying this to my friends, but I will explain why. Arm Gods and AWE. These other promotions. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Now, I don't think any of them are taking L's at the moment, but they're doing things differently. Knuckles Up came onto the scene. So you got to understand other things may come in there. So can other promotions sign? Yes. AWE, they're giving away $2 pay-per-views. $2. Now you might know that, a lot of people, that card's not worth $15. That card's not $20. Well, this card at AWE is definitely worth $2, and it's on for $2. Yeah. So that's smart. Arm Gods are doing things differently. Promo work, getting their community involved. It's atmosphere. It's amazing being at Arm Gods, trying to make new stars. Because at the end of this, we'll be talking about a few arm wrestlers and getting in matches. A bit like Monster Factory and Arm Wars. Now, they have great relationships with England, so they're going to be fine if they want to use the bigger stars. But AWE, have you noticed a bit of a pattern? Arm Gods is UK versus Canada. AWE is Australia versus India. Singapore are off getting Schoolboy and Alex that we're going to talk about a little bit later on. So, yeah, okay. You might have to take an L for the first 12 months, maybe, if you've heavily invested and relying on the pay-per-view system. But I was speaking to Ryan Barnes the other day, and he got like 5,000 new TikTok followers in one day. Now, everyone knows that I hate TikTok, but it shows that we can grow outside of the sport, if that makes sense. Because sometimes when you have I know a lot of people, not me, but I know a lot of people hate seeing the same people on pay-per-view. They want to see new stars, and they're willing to put their money behind it and support it. Like when I first started. You guys wanted something new and something fresh. So you supported the Aussie Armwrestler. So the likes of Knuckles Up, AWE. Knuckles Up are already planning their second one. They've reached out to me. AWE, they've got their second event in October. I'll be in Canada for Valhalla 2 for Arm Gods. They're ready to make new stars. And I think depending on the promotion, the bigger stars will come over. Hell, your event can be successful. Just say you want Devon, and Devon's under contract. You can pay some money, but if you get Devon doing a seminar and you film that and release it and make sure no one steals your content, which I found something very odd. Someone shared a copyrighted video. It was very interesting. Anyway, that will help pay. You'll get a good few $100 back. Let me just scroll back because King Huddles hanging and banging. I think the question is, can the contracts be enforced for members out of the country who sign them? Look, I understand why the contracts are being done. It's very smart business. Thank you, Dan Jean. He says, Jake, I knew ages ago you succeeded. Thank you very much, Dan. You have been around from the start. Thank you very much for the super chat, US Liberty. That's how far behind I am. I'm just mad Engen took all the heat. Unknown Arm, I think that is my heater or my chair. So my chair squeaks and my heater is clicking. So I'm going to turn off my heater because it's annoying me, to be honest. Now that I'm warm. And my chair squeaks. Needs a bit of oil. I'm not sure about Engen taking all the heat. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but please refresh my memory. Okay. Let me go down. I've reached out to Brian Shaw a while ago. I'm going to reach out to him again. He was just a bit busy organising the Shaw Classic. Not much at all. We've got Silky Wilkie. Why ask the question if you also say he can't answer that question in his own way? What's the point? I think you're sticking up for me, Silky. Okay. Tall Hutchins is in the chat. Oh, what happened? I turned my heater off. Hopefully it'll stop. Yeah, it's still beeping. Just where was it? No, it's still beeping there. Yeah, it'll stop soon. I've turned it off at the wall. I think it's my heater's going dirt. Yes, I do. Do I grip up with all the athletes you meet? Yes, I do. It's great. I got asked this question a lot when contracts came out. If someone offered you a contract to commentate on TV for their promotion but limited you on others, would you take it if it gave you security income? It would have to be a lot of money. I love being at all the events. There's been no busier commentator on the planet. January, Arm Gods. February, I was in Dubai for King of the Table. March, I was in Norway. April, I did a show in the middle of our country, the Lachlan versus Mathayarangi at a pub, and I was a host at a card show with some famous sports athletes here in Australia. Arizona State, Knuckles Up, King of the Table again, and now I've got a back-to-back trip going up. To me, that means a lot. It means a lot. I want to get out to as many events as possible. So it would have to be quite a lot of money. Now, if I'm going to be on TV, that's a kicker for me. That's a kicker for me. But I really do think promotions can survive with these contracts 100%. I think AWE, Arm Gods, and Knuckles Up are going about it the right way. I mean, Marcio Barboza versus Pavlo Derbedenyev was brilliant. You've seen Nicholas Nanestead pull, and then Jason Merlot, the fine wine, comes out and beats him. Camille Jablonski beating Dave Chafee at Knuckles Up. So long as you get the moments. So long as you get the moments. AWE have Ryan Bowen. He will give you the moment. So whether you love him or hate him, you want to watch him because you love him, or you hate him so much you would love to see him get his ass whooped. You're getting that moment. AWE is going to be fine. And they've got some good people behind it as well. Plus, a lot of the bigger names would definitely love to come to Australia. That is for sure. Then we've got Arm Gods. They love their UK and Ireland stars. And they've got some characters to become stars. And they've got people backing him. So, yeah. To finalise this one, can other promotions survive with these contracts? 100% if you're willing to put in the effort, like some promotions are. If you are willing to put in the effort, because there's plenty of athletes out there. Plenty of athletes out there ready to go. What else have we got? Could we do a live debate on Levan why Levan should be ranked number 2. I have Discord and I can show my face. I will do a call-in show soon. I will do a call-in show soon. Okay. And Julian, please only ask a question once. Please don't spam the comments. Thank you for joining in. What's up? I'll pray music. So there you go. So next one. Where are my questions? Can Levan come back to peak health? Levan's injured. He has said that he's not going to be back till at least March next year. Then he will probably do some training and then have a match. Will he have a match in March, or will he start coming back to March? Start coming back, then this one is a tough one. Now, if you've been following Levan on Instagram, he's thoroughly enjoying life. He's taking a bit of a break from arm wrestling. I know he's still hitting the gym and things like that and still being a little bit involved, but he is a rock star in Georgia. TV shows, radio shows, voiceovers, game shows. It's the way it is. Now, will he come back to peak health? That's on Levan. I mean peak health in his wrist, because I personally do not want to see him back at 188 kilos. Seeing him walk around. Now, if he can do that in a more healthier way, then unreal. My heater's still making that noise even though I've turned it off. It's still trying to cool down. So, can he come back? It's very interesting because he's in movies with bloody Thor and things like that. Now, this one was one of my tougher ones. Can he? Never say never. Obviously he can. Will he? Man, that's another interesting one. I'm not sure. See you, Joe. See you, buddy. He's going to go back to teaching. See you, mate. Hey, Muscle Bike, what is going on? Yeah, peak health in his arm and his wrist. Yes, he can. Now, I wonder if, because he's got a lot to risk. So at the moment, my understanding is in Georgia, he's getting all of these opportunities because he's never been pinned in an arm wrestling match. That's his X factor. That's something different. Oh my God, he's our national hero. So I think he can. I think he's having a nice break, figuring out his next thing, and I think he can. I think he can because he got close to being pinned by Erdemez. Well, when I say close to pin, he got held in the middle of the table, which is like, and I'll never, ever forget that moment. So honored that I was there. Yeah, man. I think he will. Just quickly, guys, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Can Levan come back to peak health? And then we'll get on to another question. Yeah, got a few. Don't know if I'll get through them all. This might be a part 1 of 2 because you guys have really, really embraced it. Now, we need one more like to get to 50. Come on now. Come on. Let's get there. Let's get there. Let's get to 50 likes. Silky Wilkie, thank you very much, brother, for the super chat. Levan will keep the hammer, the legacy hammer. Either he pulls again until Devon whines to Engen about him holding it, However, if it is afforded to Devon as everyone wants, then Erdemes must be able to put his name on the hammer first. I think the legacy hammer needs to be retired. I love the legacy hammer. I wish I was there so I could have got a photo with it because I love WAL. But unless, like, there's been talks, East versus West, the king of the table, unifying their championships. I'm open for something to replace it because Dennis has never done the left-hand one. Yeah. Dennis hasn't done the left-hand one forever, since 2018, I think it is, and Levan's injured, and he didn't even defend it against Erdemes. So I think that might just be something that's kind of like retired, and maybe King of the Table can come back. So you got the East versus West super heavyweight champion, light heavyweight, and so on and so forth. AWE have the Intercontinental champion. You got the Commonwealth champions and Arm Gods champions. Arm Wars do a world champion. I liked the uniqueness. I liked that the Legacy Hammer was different. So instead of saying Arm Wars champion of the world, East versus West champion of the world, IFA, WAF champions of the world, the Legacy Hammer sounded different, looked different, and I love it. I think we need to bring something back for that. I'm trying to think. What we could call it, but there is room for it. I like it. Thank you very much for the support. As always, Silky Wilkie, you bloody dead set legend. What else have we got? Okay, everyone's having a feats of strength get harder when you're married. Raul, what up? G'day, Jake. What's happening? Muscle Blog, been a member for 8 months. Huge supporter. Is Levan ducking Devon of 2023? Levan's ducking no one. There's certainly some other people out there that are definitely ducking matches. I won't name names, but you've got to understand. Look, I know we're bloodthirsty as arm wrestling fans. We want this match and this match and this match, and there's a lot more that goes into it to booking those sorts of matches. But like I was mentioning earlier, Levan's got a lot to lose. So look, I don't want him pulling once a year. I've said this to him. Levan's said to me he wanted to pull 3 times a year. Injuries, whatever. But when you have so much to lose, you have to be very particular. It's like, I would love Brad Pitt to be on every bloody podcast in the world. But they're very particular who they pick and choose and things like that. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. Erdemes was interim champion before Devon. If you think that him not pinning the champion should not afford him the hammer, then that's where I'm asking why not. Yeah, absolutely. Matt Rhodes is in the chat. He says, I just realized I might be the only person to have my hands on the left and right legacy hammer for years, I think. Right at King of the Table 4 and left whilst in Dennis's gym. Matt Rhodes, get your bragging out of my channel, you son of a bitch. I'm so jealous of you. I'm so jealous. I don't think I'll be going to Russia or Georgia anytime soon. I need to hold one. So jealous. That's so cool. That is so cool. I love it. I love it. Damn you, Matt. Damn you. Tracer White says it has to be a sword. Oh, nah. Sword doesn't look good. A sword doesn't look good, in my opinion. The hammer looked good. There needs to be something else. That helmet and shield, there was something off about it, but they were going in the right direction. The gladiator, the old school thing like that. They're going in the right direction, but something was off about it. So, what else have we got? Now, James Statham's just having a whack at him. He goes, "What are you on about? You can't retire the legacy hammer. Nobody owns it." That's the point. Granted, if you don't compete for a year, you probably have to give it up. Yes. Now, I would love a revamp. If we're not going to go with something new, we can do a revamp. Whoa, James O. Hey, whoa. Oh, Buds, and you're throwing this at me. Hey, thanks for the caption photo, by the way, of James Wall. Yeah, I would love it. Just say the next king of the table. Now, this is a prime example. I'm not saying these athletes, but if you go at king of the table, it's happening in 2 weeks. Lachlan Adair, Krasimir Konstantinov, Ron Barth, Matt Mask, Chance Shaw, Sergey Kalinichenko. You could match, and you can throw in Voda and Brezink. Those 8, you could throw in and match against each other, and we would love it. So if King of the Table changed their format and it was a one-night single elimination tournament, the old King of the Ring style, bang. Legacy Hammer is back. And then it has to be defended at least once a year. Okay? That's what I think. Because I'm big if you're injured for a year. Like with Levan's number 1 ranking, I have him at number 1. But until he hasn't competed for a year. Because modern medicine, it's bloody magic. But, yeah. Okay? Are we friends again, James? Are we friends? Come on now. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. What else have we got? Okay, everyone's really going nuts. Yes, it's 4:30 a.m. here in Australia. I set my alarm early, trying different times. If it's different times, because I understand not everyone can watch my show at one particular time. I'm still going to keep those shows, but the Aussie Armwrestler is addicted to lives. Okay. Next question, and we'll keep getting back to your questions. Will WAL ever come back? Short answer, not this year. Long answer, I don't know anymore. I don't know. I will not count out Steve Kaplan. I need to send him a message. And Steve, if you're watching, I know sometimes you watch my show. Thank you for always replying. I really do appreciate it, because I'm like, come on the show, WAL, come on the show, WAL, come on the show. They sometimes tease everyone and they post stuff on Facebook and Instagram. They disappear for a little bit, then they come back and post things. And it's like, what? Come on now. What are you doing? Yes or no? Yes or no? So, will WAL ever come back? Short term, no. 2024? It could do. And it could kick off with a Travis Bajan comeback match. That's what I think. I think with Devon doing his thing at East versus West, I think a very charismatic star to sign up and make exclusive to WAL is Travis Bajan. He's in everyone's minds. He's been doing regular podcasts with Artem. been commentating at East versus West. So still in everyone's mind. You see him in his podcast. He's doing his training. Did some table time. Now, if you start smart by Steve Kaplan, even if they get Travis to commentate as well, because his son plays in the NFL. Congratulations. So, yeah. I think it can. If they get the right people, will they wait 3 years? Maybe. They just might wait 3 years. We'll have to wait and see. But will the WAL come back? Oh. Wash to go break over says, never retire the legacy hammer. Gabek says, if WAL and Eagle both come back, everything will be too diluted, too many pay-per-views. But if WAL come back, they might not be pay-per-view. They might be on Fox Sports. So you can watch that on the TV and work on sponsors. Eagle might have something on Russian TV and things like that. So very, very interesting. Do arm wrestlers even deserve arm wrestling? What a question. Love it. Love it. That's a good one. Probably not. Someday. It's like any sport, though, MBK. It's like any sport. You get your bad apples. You get your people that whinge all the time. And people that whinge make the most noise. People that just focus on shitting on everyone else make the most noise. I think the majority of people, like all the people when I was in the US, MBK, for Knuckles Up, those people that turned up to the event, either competed, was a part of production, that they deserve arm wrestling, 100%. My usual suspects in the chat, they deserve arm wrestling for sure. Don't let the bad apples ruin it for you. Like Mississippi State on the weekend was brilliant. Sean Hancock, he deserves arm wrestling. I like Sean. Not sure what your relationship is with Sean. I met Sean in New Jersey. A lot of the people that I visit in Dubai, they deserve arm wrestling. Okay, they're not the loud screaming at the TV fans, but they deserve it. Yeah. Don't let the bad apples ruin it for you, my man. Don't let the bad apples ruin it for you. Okay. Let me go back. Coach John, this is my only job. Just trying different times. My man. I usually go 7 p.m. American time, Eastern time. I'm trying different shows. This is my only job. So I can get up and then I'll make videos and things like that. Will WAL come back? Yes. But with not the high, not as convinced as I used to be. All right, let's keep, the show is rolling. Is there too much money in arm wrestling? Depends who you ask. Yes. At the moment, yes. Do I want it to lower? Absolutely not. Knowing my friends or people that have helped out the channel are making money that they should have been making 10, 15, 20 years ago makes me very happy. Very happy. Do not get me wrong. But is there too much at the time? Yes. I think if we slowly progressed and gradually build to this in, say, 2 or 3 years' time, we'd be peaking massively. But what can happen is more of like a schedule of conflict. I don't think I'm awake enough to know what I'm talking about. So, discussing how much money people make never works out well. Never works out. I discuss how much I get paid with two, besides the promoter, with two other arm wrestlers, and I'm open with them. But what happens is, say Devon is booked on your event and he's getting 10,000 a match. And you think that your value is 10% of Devon. So you're like, I want $1,000 a match. Then out of nowhere, you hear someone's paying Devon 50,000. These aren't numbers. I'm just throwing them out there because they're easy to calculate in my head. So then for no reason at all, you've gone from 1,000 to 5,000. Now, if someone can pay you, get paid. 100% get paid. Please do, because we don't know how long this dream run that we're having of arm wrestling will last. But I think it could have just been a slower build to the money that's going around at the moment. A slower build. But in saying that, if this payments continue to rise, I'm not going to complain. My fee has gone up. My fee has gone up, absolutely, because I have another child to feed come Christmas. So I'm not leaving the house unless I get a particular amount of money. And it always has to be $1 more than Uncle John if we're at the same event. And that's in his contract as well. He has to be $1 more than Aussie Armwrestler. It's just a little fun thing that we have. But is there too much money in arm wrestling? You can say not like, I think with the amount of people that are watching and supporting, it's not matching. Am I making sense or am I just waffling on? Okay. OG's in the house. Ready, bang. People are still talking about the legacy hammer. Fair enough. Is Hermes considered weak after a loss versus Devon? No. People have just got to really believe that Devon's really good at arm wrestling. Hermes is really good at arm wrestling. And just sometimes someone's particular style is just shithouse for you. Toddzilla's style is too good for John Brazing. John Brazing is still amazing. Devon's was Hermes, like Hermes was for Jerry. Sometimes you can just take out their Achilles heel. Hermes is bloody strong. And I can't wait to see him back on the table. Did Devon cheat Hermes? No. There's referees there. No. Thank you for the super chat, my man. Turka Momentan Taskaran. Apologies if I pronounced your name wrong. No. There were referees there. Engen, who runs the event, was watching. Those three could have come in and done anything. Now, if you've got a follow-up question to that, but no. Devon didn't cheat Hermes. Hermes is a grown-ass man. He took the match. He could have said no. There were two referees there controlling the match. And Engen was there watching. I don't think you can ask for much more. I don't think you can ask for much more as a competitor. Because you know Engen's watching it closely. It's his event, and he just loves it. We all were watching it closely. So, no. Here's my answer. Hey, Mimi Sky's there saying, talking to Foxy, which is good, but just wanted to say, g'day. Need to get advertisers in board. Yeah. Like what the Monster Factory are doing. He gives out the event for free. He's got his sponsors to cover the event. Yeah. Yeah, it really is a dream. Thank you very much, Coach John. About 18 months. About 18 months now. I've been doing this full time with the support of some amazing people. So, yeah, thank you, mate. Let me catch up on the chat. Some people are still talking about it, which is really good. So, yeah, is there too much money in arm wrestling? Not for the athletes, but for the athlete, if you kind of know what they're saying. Let's keep firing on. She's been going for an hour. Okay. I don't know if I'll have time to ask all these. Will Schoolboy and Alex pull at another big event again? Now, they're pulling in Singapore. With my guys over there. Shout out to those boys doing some amazing things. They brought some Australians over. And now they're bringing Schoolboy and Alex. Now, they'll win their matches and they'll win them quite comfortably. It's awesome Schoolboy and Alex are going. They have a brand to protect, so they are very particular about their matches. They prefer tournaments. I know Alex Top Roll prefers tournaments. Will they pull at another big event again? I hope so. It's a shame that Carla beat Schoolboy because they've both kind of disappeared. Schoolboy got injured and everything like that. But if Schoolboy had won Carla, then it would have been the next match and the next match. And we've had Schoolboy, I believe, at King of the Table quite a few more times, but it's just not happening. So will they pull it an East versus West? Will they pull it a King of the Table and Arm Wars and Arm Gods? They could quite possibly pull it an AWE. I want them to. They were very nice to me when I met them at King of the Table. They were very nice to me. But will they? I think they will. Oh, awesome. I got your name right. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. It's going to be great. I hope so. Not in a hurry. 2024 will be very interesting. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes politics that I can't mention. I've got to stop getting myself confused. But it'll be interesting in there. Jason Mallow is in the chat and he says, Aussie, here's a good question. Do you believe that a result of arm wrestling growth will emerge a position of agent? Will athletes soon get agents to promote them? There already are agents. I sometimes have to ask the agent for this person to come on my show or these people. I know of about 10, maybe not 10, 7 to 10 athletes, just trying to think off the top of my head, that already have representation. It's already here. So get signing to your athletes, which is a good sign. I get it. I don't think it's necessary now. But, yeah, with all of these amazing promotions up and all this negotiations, like, hang on. Because sometimes people just leave me alone. Just tell me where I've got to arm wrestle. So it's like, okay, I'm at Arm Gods. Okay, cool. I'm at AWE. I'm at King of the Table. And then my last match for the year, I'm at Knuckles Up. Or, okay, cool. Just work out what the dates are and I'll just pull the King of the Table this year. You know what I mean? But they're already here, Jason. They are already here, and I've been dealing with them. Dealt with them very well. Yes, Alex Kadecha. Alex Kadecha is looking huge. Yes, Western World as well. Both worlds. Okay, everyone's all talking to each other in the chat. Let's fire on. Which one will we go? Which one should we go next? Here we go. You may as well. You're all kind of talking about. Will Devon ever be number one? Number one, not interim. Number one, not number one with an asterisk. Number one. Yes. Yes. Yeah. He's a different animal. He's a different animal at this stage. Yeah, absolutely. Will Devon ever be number one, like officially, no questions asked, no what ifs? Yeah. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, spending some time with him, seeing him in person twice this year, just chatting with him, the way he thinks, the way he moves. Yeah, number one. I'm gonna say yes. I think Devon can be. I forgot to do polls throughout this whole time, so let's go. Let's do a poll for this one. Start a poll. Will Devon ever be number one? Get a poll going. Yes, he is. I spoke about that before. Schoolboy is pulling an upcoming October UFC event in Singapore with the number one heavyweight of Malaysia. Yeah, Schoolboy will whoop him. But I'm going to watch it. I love those guys in Singapore. They're really good. Good team out there. Nice people. I met a lot of them at Over the Top last year. Speak to a couple of them on Instagram. Yeah, I love it. Jake, bit of a subject, but do you think speaking English is a big part of promotion? Yeah, I do. I know I get blasted a lot for this, but I think it helps. I really do, because looking at pay-per-view sales and things like that, and people in the chat, because like those Russian channels get mega views and everything, but they don't get paid from YouTube, or if they do, very early. I believe India is the same. Mega views, but you don't make much money off those mega views. So now I could be wrong, but this was my understanding with speaking to some people. I think branching out, it'll help with sponsorships and everything over here. You see Levan and Erdemes trying to learn. Well, Erdemes is a bit better than Levan, but yeah, I really do. I really do, for sure. 100%. But going back, everyone's getting angry. Anyone saying Devon will be number one is trolling or delusional. Are you saying that I'm trolling and delusional? I think he will be. Lucha, are you saying no to me or the English thing? So for me, I think Devon can really, the way Devon is now, yeah, I think he can. I really think he can. If if all the ducks line up in a row, you don't get injured, training peaks at the right time, I really think he can. Okay, Lucha was talking about Devon. I definitely think he can be the world-renowned official number one. I really do. He's just a different animal at this stage. So hopefully we get that rematch with Levan. It'll be a very long time before that happens, I do believe. But we got Devon versus Dennis, which is just as juicy. Very saucy. But I do love it. So everyone's having a bit of a chat about that. Brilliant. Which then Which then brings me... so just quickly here. Devin is doing great. I think like guys like Kadechvikov, Zao will be very difficult to beat. I don't. Just got to remember, Vitaly beat the guy that beat Dave. Now, everyone wrote Dave off. This is no disrespect to Dave. But Rivas lost some matches. Well, he lost to Morozov. His last win was against Dave, and he just beat Michael Todd. Now, no one rates. You guys don't. I love Michael Todd. You guys don't rate Michael Todd. You just beat him. You know, you're all saying Dave's injured, which he's not 100%. So Rivas beat him. So Vitaly just beat that. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. It'll be interesting to see the Svetkov match this weekend. I think they're pulling left arm. Zayor, he's untested. We're yet to see. I've seen him in one super match, not many. Does well in tournaments, but then did Vitaly recently beat him in a tournament at AMC? And then him and Dimitri were in the final? Or I don't think Zayor pulled it that one. I think he got injured. Kadecha, we all want to see back on the table. We definitely want to see him back on the table. That is for sure. But those guys are difficult to beat, yes. I think Devin beats those four at this stage. I'm always happy to be wrong, though. I'm always happy to be wrong. Okay, so I might make this last one and then answer questions from you guys. And then I'm going to do another one of these. This has been fun. Now, ironically, I'm double-edged sword here. Will we ever get an official ranking system? Oh, not for a very long time. They have their ranking system and they have their ranking system and these guys have their ranking system. We all try and guess, but it's like, I love doing my rankings. I love talking about rankings. I love trying to get my own rankings going. For me, you've got to do it off recent results, not what ifs or, but he's stronger than him. No. What the recent results? So someone like Morozov, I had him very high up. He got crook. Probably shouldn't have pulled. Had respect to the arm wrestling fans. Legend for doing it. Legend for doing it. Got crook. Lost to Svetkov. Loses his ranking. Drops down. All my rankings are based off recent results. Once in a while, I love to stir the pot and go, yeah, he's looking pretty good at the moment. I'll chuck him in here. But my last top 10 were based on recent results. And I go off super matches alone. So I think we should have a separate tournaments ranking and a separate super matches ranking. I really do. Because they're two... Anyone that competes knows that they're different. They're different. I've lost to people in tournaments that I've won in super matches because I'm very slow. It takes me a little bit to warm up. So, will we ever have an official world rankings system? Probably not. Probably not. Not for a long time. Is that okay? Yes, I think so. I think so. Because like in boxing, you can be the WBO, the WBA, the IBF, IBC champions. In UFC, you can be the UFC champion. You can be the Bellator champion. You can be the Arm Wars champion. You can be the Arm Gods champion. You can be the King of the Table champion. But to have them all under one banner, I don't think so. I really don't. I really don't. Okay. Let me Let me scroll back. Spoke about that a little bit earlier on the show, Jack Daniels. Hope you're doing well. Agree, Aussie. They are different. Yep, you pull in both of them. There are too many competing promotions and interests to have one official ranking system not happening. Yeah, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it because if a lot of sports work under different banners. So when you go compete at Arm Wars, you go in the rankings of Arm Wars. When you go to the Monster Factory, you compete in the rankings of Monster Factory. Same with East versus West King of the Table. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. What else have we got? Just scrolling down. Okay. Yeah, so I don't think we'll get a ranking system. I really don't. It'll be, yeah. I just, I don't mind. I understand why everyone wants one official arm wrestling rankings and everyone pulling under the one banner. I get it. But even our tournaments, we have multiple world championship tournaments. So, yeah, that's mine. Yeah. And I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I really don't. I think we think way too much into it. So, like, if King of the Table gets back on ESPN like it was on the other day, and King of the Table have their rankings, well, then King of the Table have their rankings. Everyone else can have their rankings. But some ranking system will just sit higher. Like at the moment, a lot of people believe WAF is higher than IFA in world rankings. And that is fine. So, yeah. That's the way I see it. I don't mind. Oh, Devon's Forearm says, but Levan is number one. He is number one, Devon's Forearm. But I think you are talking with people in the comments. Okay, everyone's just all talking to each other. And there you go. So yeah, I might answer a couple more questions. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. I've enjoyed getting up early, talking to you guys. Did you like it? Would you like a part 2 of this? I do. I still have some leftover questions, but I may need to get on and start my day. I might go to the gym straight from this. I might go to the gym and try and make a video before my wife wakes up. Hey, if you got some time after this, go watch a few of my videos. That would be great. Have you considered expanding beyond arm wrestling for commentating? Any offers? Yes, I've had offers for local Aussie Rules football here. Unfortunately, I was traveling at the time, so I am going to reach out to them for next year and do a few games a year. I may next year hire an agent to get into some other sports around here. Preferably basketball and Aussie Rules footy. I'd love to be a host of a game show. Yeah, there's just a lot that goes into it. Part 2 is welcome. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, everyone's all having a chat with it. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Getting up at 3:15 in the morning, still had roughly around the same numbers, but that's okay. I like it. I'm very spoiled in the arm wrestling world. Very, very spoiled. I've got to work out some other just trying to think of this weekend and the shows before I leave. I've got to make sure I hit all some shows. See if I can get one more guest on the show before I leave. And then you'll be seeing me talking to all the superstars at King of the Table and Arm Gods. So tell everyone you want behind the scenes stuff from King of the Table and Arm Gods and the athletes from those events on my show. Get them here. This is the channel. This is the channel to be. This is the channel to be. That is for sure. Whatever happened to the hot tag, says Fox. Yeah, that was fun. At the time we did it, I wasn't working full time. And as soon as we launched it, I got a job full time. So we're finding it hard to do our arm wrestling shows, then do the wrestling show, then edit arm wrestling and wrestling, then spend time with my family, having a child and everything like that. So, yeah, go check out the new Arm Gods promo link, please, from Phil Woody. The hot tag was a lot of fun. It'll come back in the future. It'll come back in the future for sure. But thank you all so much for joining this early show. I'm going to go to the gym. I might just ride the bike for a little bit. Thank you for everything, you Dead Set Legends. I am out of here, and hopefully I will see you maybe tomorrow. I might have time tomorrow, whether it's around the same time or at my usual time slot. Anyway, love you all. See you then, you Dead Set Legends. Thanks for everything.